You know that feeling, right? You walk into a massive sports bar, maybe a conference center, and there are just screens everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Video walls, monitors down the halls.
Projectors in the main room,
Yeah.
and they're all perfectly, and I mean perfectly synchronized.
It looks like magic.
It does. But for anyone who's ever, tried to just wire a basic home theater, the question is immediate. How? How are they pushing a 4K video signal hundreds of feet without it just falling apart?
And that is the exact engineering problem we're going to get into today. We are doing a deep dive on the WolfPack 4K 4-port HDBaseT Output Card.
From HDTV Supply.
Right. And our mission is to really unpack how these systems handle that kind of scale. We're talking distance, latency, and, of course, reliability.
So this isn't some standalone box you just plug in.
No, not at all. And that's the first thing to understand. This is a component. It's a slide-in card. The part number is 4HDBaseT Out, and it's made for the big WolfPack matrix switchers.
When you say big, I was looking at the specs. These chassis can go up to, 160 inputs by 160 outputs?
It's industrial scale for sure. You have the main chassis, which is basically the brain, and then you slot in these cards to tell it what kind of signal to send out.
And this specific card handles 4 outputs using HDBaseT.
Exactly.
Okay, let's pause on HDBaseT. We hear that term all the time. For someone new to this, why is it the standard for these long runs?
It's all about convenience and cost. It lets you send uncompressed HD video, audio, even power, all over a standard Ethernet cable.
So a regular KT6 or TT7 cable.
Yep. The same cheap blue cable that might be running your internet can now carry a 4K video signal.
But there's always a catch with distance. I know you can't run an HDMI cable 100 feet and expect it to work.
Yeah.
What are the limits here?
So with this WolfPack card, the specs are pretty clear. You can push a 4K 30 signal up to 110 feet.
Right.
But if you're willing to drop down to 1080p, you can basically double that distance to 220 feet.
110 feet for 4K covers a lot of venues. But my big concern with pushing video that far, especially over Ethernet, is always latency.
The lip sync problem.
Right. If I'm in the back of an auditorium, does the audio actually match the lips on the projector screen?
And that, honestly, might be the most impressive spec I saw. HDTV Supply is claiming the latency is less than, get this, 7 microseconds.
Microseconds. So we're talking millions of a second.
We're talking 0.0000007 seconds over a 330-foot run. To the human eye, to your brain, that is zero latency. It's effectively instantaneous.
Wow. Okay, so for a live event, there's no perceptible delay? What about the hardware itself? Why use these modular cards instead of just a big fixed switcher?
It's all about uptime and maintenance. Imagine you're running a sports book or a military command center. Uptime is everything.
Sure.
If port number 3 on your giant fixed box dies, you often have to unhook the whole unit, send it for repair. The system is down.
But with this modular chassis,
You just undo 2 little thumb screws, slide out the bad 4-port card, and slide in a new one. The other, say, 156 outputs keep running without a problem.
that makes a warranty make a lot more sense.
Mhm.
I thought the WolfPack Cure Advanced Replace warranty seemed pretty aggressive.
It's a huge confidence play. If a card fails in the first 2 years, they ship you a replacement immediately, before you even send the broken one back.
So there's almost no downtime. They also mentioned a 24-hour aging room test. What's that about?
It's a burn-in test. They basically stress test the cards, often in a high-heat environment, to make sure any component that's going to fail early does so at the factory, not at your event.
Smart. Okay, let's get into the weeds for the AV integrators listening. How do you actually control this thing?
You've got the whole spectrum. On one end, there are simple iOS and Android apps for the end user. On the other, you have full drivers for Control4, Crestron, all the major automation platforms.
And for the real pros, the DIY crowd. I saw a mention of RS-232 scripting.
Yep, good old serial control. And the syntax is surprisingly clean. If you want to switch input 1 to, say, outputs 8 and 16, the command is literally just I1 and 8 and 16, and a period. That's it.
That's very direct. But we do have to talk about the gotcha. I saw a pretty big warning in the manual about mixing and matching.
Ah, yes, the big limitation. This is crucial. You absolutely cannot mix these new 4K HDBaseT cards with the older legacy cards.
Like what?
Like their older SDI, VGA, or DDI cards. They can't be in the same chassis together.
So if I have an old building and I've still got VGA inputs for, I don't know, a Podium laptop, but I want to upgrade my main displays to 4K.
You're out of luck with this system. The backplane in the chassis just can't manage those different signal types and speeds at the same time. You have to make a choice. You're either all in on the new 4K digital ecosystem, or you stick with the old stuff.
That feels like a very hard line to draw. It forces a complete infrastructure overhaul.
It does, but you could argue it also guarantees stability. Mixing those signal types is where a lot of weird glitches and handshake issues tend to happen.
So to sum it up, it's a modular system that solves the distance problem with HDBaseT. It solves the sync problem with near-zero latency, but it demands you fully commit to a modern 4K setup.
That's the perfect summary. It's a tool built for now and for the future, not for the past.
It really leaves me with this one last thought. We've been clinging to analog connectors like VGA for decades. With hardware like this drawing such a clear line in the sand, refusing to even coexist in the same box, are we finally seeing the true end of analog in commercial spaces?
It certainly feels like the final nail in the coffin, doesn't it?
Something to think about. Thanks for listening to The Deep Dive.